Hello, my name is Tisha Ortiz. I am 24 years old and a former foster youth. I first entered the foster care system at age 4 and went in and out of the system from ages 8 to 12. Then I stayed in the foster care system at age 12 until I turned 18 and emancipated. I went through many traumatic experiences in and out of the foster care system. I was physically, emotionally, sexually, and verbally abused. I survived it all, and today I'm a student at California State University East Bay and an advocate with the National Center for Youth Law. At age 14, the doctors gave me various powerful drugs. At one point, I was on 4 different medications, 2 antipsychotics, an antidepressant, and a mood stabilizer. I was on the antipsychotics Geodon and Abilify, Trazodone, an antidepressant that is not approved for children, and a very high dose of lithium. And I would swallow these pills every single day, even though they were prescribed as needed. This meant I would take 6 pills in the morning and 6 pills at night for a total of 12 pills per day. I would also like to add that these medications were constantly on TAR. So about every month, 1 pill would go on TAR, and I wouldn't be on the medication for about a week until I was put on it on the very high dosages again. So every month, a different medication would be on TAR, and I would continuously be being put on these 12 pills a day. I did not want to take all of these pills. When I would try to talk to the doctor in the group home, the doctor wouldn't listen to my concerns and told me that I didn't know what I was talking about. The 5-minute sessions that I did have were all about upping dosages or adding on more medication and not on what was really going on with my mental health. What I actually needed was therapeutic behavioral services to help deal with my self-injurious behaviors, as well as trauma-focused therapy for the sexual and physical abuse I had experienced, as well as the loss of my mother while I was in care. Doctors wouldn't listen to me about what was going on with me and that I was having constant flashbacks, which they called hearing voices, from the traumas I went through. Instead of listening to what I had to say and my needs around my mental health, the doctors would have a 30-minute session with the group home who would give the doctor their biased opinion on how I should be medicated. A few weeks before aging out, I was set up with a trauma-focused therapist, 9 years after the initial abuse when I was 8 years old. Those services were given to me too late. I was already going to turn 18 and exit out of the system. I needed that support earlier and for more time. Doctors and anyone who works with foster youth need to be educated on trauma and the differences between behaviors and actual mental illnesses. I was exhibiting behaviors that doctors wanted to medicate me for instead of actually helping me deal with the trauma and cope without self-harm. These powerful and sedating psychotropic medications cause serious side effects like weight gain, tunnel vision, and gave me a zombified feeling. I couldn't stay awake in class and failed classes because I could barely keep my head up to participate. One of these classes was my English class, which I do very well on and had already read the book before entering the class, but I couldn't participate and read with other kids in the class because I couldn't even keep my head up. I also developed an irregular heartbeat because one side of my heart was enlarged due to the weight I had gained from being on these medications. I also suffer from tics on my body that I still have to this day. The way that the staff handled my weight gain was very troubling. They withheld food because I had gained 50 pounds in 2 years, even though I was very physically active playing sports like softball and kickboxing. When it would come to mealtime, I would receive the smallest portion and was told even though I was extremely hungry that I couldn't have any more. Even on one of my birthdays, I was told I was not allowed to eat my own birthday cake. I would often go to school crying because I was so hungry and wanted food. I wanted and needed love, support, and even a hug. I wasn't allowed any affection and was often told that I would never be loved and would be like every other foster child, homeless, dead, or in prison. The foster care system neglected to take care of me and my needs from the trauma that I went through, and instead I was over-medicated, abused, starved, and not given appropriate and effective treatment to help with my PTSD. California needs to step up its game and actually care for the kids in their care. We need to stop neglecting and over-medicating the foster care kids in the system. Thanks.